So if you want to use the online ruler or protractor, let me show you how to go about doing that. Go into the actual project folder, which is in our day two. So if we click into there, I'm going to scroll down to the project folder. Let's first look at the ruler. So if you go here, the online ruler extension for Google Chrome, click inside of there. I have some directions. You can go here to the ruler extension and actually download that. So click into that and it'll open up the web store and we will have the Edge, the web ruler. Now you're going to want to download it or install it. I already did. So once that's done, you can actually launch your app. When you launch the app, you actually get this ruler right here coming through. Wait, let me try it again because there the lines are. Here it's actually in px or pixel mode. So I do want centimeters. So click on the centimeters. One thing you're going to have to do is calibrate it for your computer screen. So I am using my HP computer, which the diagonal measurement is 36 centimeters. If you're using your Chromebook, you're going to want to change this to 29 and you should just be fine with that. So I'm going to put mine back to 36 and it's ready to calibrate for the screen that I'm using. Now, what I would do is if I want to measure something, I'm going to actually pull up an image. So I'm going to pull up this hexagon that I have. And if I'm trying to measure this particular hexagon, I'm going to bring the ruler over and really you just drag it around. So very easy to measure. This side here is 6 centimeters and record it. This one up here is 2. Now for the vertical measurement, you can change the ruler right here. So I'm going to click on that and it gives me a vertical. I do change it over to centimeters and just drag this one. So I can measure this distance here is 4. This other side here is 4 also. Now, if to get this diagonal right here is a little bit trickier. You're going to have to use a little bit of right triangle trig. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring the ruler over this way, and I'm going to bring this one over and drag it this way. So what you can see is a right triangle just got created, and I can calculate the hypotenuse. This is side length 2, and that is side length 2. So if I use Pythagorean Theorem, so we would say c squared equals 2 squared plus 2 squared. That's going to get us 4 and 4 are 8. Just take the square root of that, and you can get this distance is going to be about 2.8 centimeters. Now, the other way you can use this ruler, if you're not measuring something on your computer screen, just take this ruler here, take your piece of paper and hold it up to the screen, move your piece of paper around and rotate the shape to get and measure all of your sides. And that would be how you use the ruler. Now to use the protractor, I'm going to go back here into the chapter 5 folder and I'll show you how to install that. So just go to the online protractor and here's the link. So if you just click on here, you're going to install this extension. It's called MB Ruler. So I've actually already installed it. Once you install it, what you're going to see is it's going to put it right here at the top, this little right triangle. So click on the little right triangle. If you need to, you could do the quick start. And it's going to bring you to this web page, which is fine. You really don't need this web page because what it did is put a little tool over here. So I'm just going to close this web page out because I don't need it. But I'm going to show you the little tool should come up again. If I go over to my shape, it's right here. It's kind of hard to see. You see this little box? Actually click that on. There it is. So this is the protractor. So click on this image and you can actually drag it. So drag, kind of go, you're going to notice I can't drag here. I have to go to the red spot. So I'm going to pull up my image again and I'm going to drag it around. And let's say I want to measure this angle here. So I'm going to put it right at the center. I'm going to use these red spots and rotate it. So if you notice the rotation, I can bring this up. Maybe I'll drop it down a little bit here. If you just look at it here, this is the straight. If you go up, that's 90 degrees. Very easy. I can measure this other angle, just go from this direction, read it on the bottom line here. So it's from 0 up to 90 degrees. I can easily measure these other angles. So I'm going to take the center of my protractor, put it right there at the vertex. I'm going to rotate the protractor. And if you notice, this is straight down at 0. And if you read this, you can tell it's hitting at about 135. Let me try measuring this one up here. I'm going to drag it again up here. And I'm going to rotate it to go on one side of the ray. This is at 0. If I go this way, that's also 135. If I check all of my angles, what I'm going to find for mine is if I rotate and just kind of use the sides, this is another 135. And then the last one here, it's lined up, it's another 135. So I can easily get all the measurements. Now, for the protractor, it's irrelevant the scale of this picture. So if this hexagon looked a lot bigger, like it was magnified or smaller, the angle is just proportionally going to stay the same. So it doesn't matter. It's just when you measure the side lengths with the ruler that you want to make sure you have the accurate shape. If you have questions on how to use these tools, please let me know. Remember, you want to have accuracy on this project for measuring. If you have a physical ruler at home, I would recommend maybe using that for the centimeters, but I think this tool for the protractor is quite nice. If your shape is not online, just hold the image up and get an eyeball picture of it. You know what you could do? You could actually get out of this screen here. Maybe you just get a white screen and you can take this protractor and you can make it larger or shrink it down. Hold your piece of paper up and try to get an accurate measurement of all of your angles. Let me know if you have any questions on how to use these tools if you do not have the physical tools at home.